I've realized mounts will ruin this game. Of course they will. They built it for travel on foot and teleportation. Of course it would. They might do it eventually when they change the game a lot. You know how every MMO goes through that phase of where it um drastically changes the way it's played. It happens every time. MMO always starts in one way, and then they do a huge overhaul, and it turns into something else. Once that happens with this game, maybe a couple years in, that's when you can see mounts. But it's going to take years, for sure. Ooh. Was almost excited. Got a stove and a dresser. I don't think this MMO will last long enough for that phase to happen. Bro, this MMO is so successful. If anything, it'll take longer for that phase to happen, because usually that phase in an MMO where it goes through a huge shift and overhaul is when the game fails bad, right? Think Final Fantasy. Think Star Wars. So I think it's going to take longer. It's going to take longer, but it'll happen. It'll go through that phase and it'll shift into something different years down the road. The Final Fantasy 14 overhaul saved the game. No, that's my point. My point is MMOs usually go through the phase where they're hot and then they're not. And when they're not, the devs go back and they change the whole game and they overhaul it, and then it does great. Same thing will happen in this game. How long, though? I don't know. 2 years? 3 years, maybe? Who knows? Can't believe there's a fucking major trophy piece for armoring up for 100,000 gold on the market. Who was gonna buy that? Nobody.
I don't see anyone buying that right now.
Fucking nobody. I want to get my trophies up so bad, but it's just impossible. Like, truly, it's impossible. The only people that are winning are people who are duplicating shit and people who are buying gold. Everybody else, probably not winning. I guess streamers are winning. Streamers are winning, for sure.
50-50 on that one.
What? Streamers winning?
Yeah.
I guess.
So I think if we had like a group of, 5-10 people doing like chest rotations, and then like each person's potentially getting an item out of it, maybe that's a good way to do it. Spam it in numbers.
Yeah, I think how 123 does it is they do it all together and they feed one person for like engineer. So like they have their one engineer and they just go on chest runs, and everybody does it as a guild and they just trade it to them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it that way, you can never ever. You'll just never get it. It's just so unlikely to get it by one person. You need a group to feed one person, or else it'll never happen.
It makes sense, group effort. Everyone's winning.
For sure, because that person can make weapons really high level or armor really high level, and everybody ends up winning in the long run. I just think a lot of people, I guess, don't really think like that. I could try to coordinate it, maybe.
Maybe later tonight or something.
Yeah, like try to coordinate tonight. Like, hey, boys, like, let's go on a trophy run. We're going to run across the whole map for 6 hours. Oh, maybe not 6 hours. Let's say 3 hours. And we're all going to loot chests. And if you get trophies, we'll give it to one person.
Could be a pretty big win there, too, especially if you have like other people that are watching going along, too. And maybe they're generous enough to trade it off.
True.
Or be like, hey, you find it, I'll give you a little bit of money.
Or sell it. Yeah, sell it for like not an insane price, but something, right? So they get something out of it. Yeah, I think we're fucking up bad as a company not doing that. That's another thing that people are doing. They're making sure their core has full void vent right now, which is really important. If you have like, if you're going to war and you only have like 20 out of the 50 people wearing void bent, you're gonna lose. I was saying we should go on like a guild low level chest run so we can start feeding crafters good trophies. The difference of gear score can be huge. Like imagine instead of having 584 as your lowest, 590s now your lowest. Like that's pretty fucking good. I was watching a Solid stream yesterday. He was just mining for like 12 hours.
Yeah, he's so sad that like Watermark doesn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah. He said I was listening to him. He's super bummed that he spent all this time on the watermark and then just had to end up crafting anyway. He said that's super boring, but whatever.
I don't think I'm gonna craft, but I'm just doing it slowly through like town board, armoring and whatnot.
It's an easy way to do it.
But he got like 160 Cinnabars and 160 Tolvium and like 4 Void Ore in one little sesh. Not little. It was hours. It was hours, but still. That's
How much Void Ore?
4.
Not bad at all.
Pretty fucking good.
But yeah.
But his server's like dead, looks like, honestly. He's at Scorched Mines with nobody. Like that'll never happen on the server. There's always somebody there.
Isn't his server popping? I thought it was popping.
I mean, it looked pretty dead, man. There was nobody running around ever. Like our server is not even popping. But at least you'll always have somebody somewhere. All right. So this is what the mouse pad will come in. Logitech. Shroud. Checkout. Keyboard. Mouse. Headset. God damn. Go and add all of these items to cart. Use code Shroud and check out. Okay?